Hey everyone, welcome to part one of Stop the Blood Clot Crying. Now, I decided to do this video because I live in the Philippines. I'm here in the Philippines, and to tell you the truth, I speak to a lot of expats that come over here. Um, some that live here, some that just come on holiday. And there's a lot of crying going on from these men about how the women are treating them. So I came up with a little script that I wrote from the general issues that I'm hearing because a lot of you men have to grow the heck up. You have to grow up. And a lot of you of age where you should know better. I'm pretty sure many of you have had past relationships and so forth. So when I hear a lot of you guys talking certain things, you got to buck up your ideas and use your common sense, man. A lot of guys are not using their common sense over here. You come over here, you see something you find beautiful that you may never had before in your life, and then you end up crying because you feel like they took advantage of you, or you feel like they scammed you, but you set yourself up to fail. What do you expect? A lot of you are out of shape. A lot of you are batting out of your league. A lot of you are on your deathbed and you're walking around with the most beautiful 24-year-old or 20-year-old girl. I've even heard cases of where some men have got trapped and lied to and end up touching a 14 or 15-year-old girl just so she can get that expat money or that foreigner money. Now, I'm a man, yep, I've learned to say, you know what, where I live in a condo, whenever I invite someone back to my place or I go to a hotel, the first thing they got to do is pop out their ID. And I'm the first one looking at that because their numbers and the ages don't calculate. You gotta go immediately. It's happened one time where a girl was 17 and I'm like, no, 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 no. You gotta go. I said it right in front of security. You lied to me. And she didn't expect me to look over her shoulder when she was handing over the ID. So guys, I've got a little script here of common complaints that I'm hearing from these guys. I take note. And I've got to educate a lot of you, like either before you come or whilst you're here. So this video is for your protection, really, and for you not to feel like every Filipino woman is here to scam you. And if you have found yourself in a situation where you believe you've been scammed, sometimes you've got to take responsibility. Sometimes you set yourself up to fail. Sometimes you followed somebody stroking your ego instead of real love or real feelings. So let me start this off. I'm going to do a 4-part series on this. Okay, I'm going to address 10 issues at a time. Okay, now let's go with the theme of stop the blood clot crying. Let's go. I've got down number 1. They say she quickly asks for money or financial support after a short time of talking. Now, I'm going to address this carefully because me, myself, had been a victim of this. I tried to set things up before I left the UK and tried to say, yeah, I'm going to try and send her a little money in case she needs help. Yeah, why not? Let me show that I've got a good side to me. So when I get there, hopefully, I've started the bond building. Now, it's always good to have a good heart and to help somebody in financial need. But you've got to remember, when you're speaking to women online, yep, or on dating sites or in chat rooms, yep, or Facebook or platforms, you got to remember, you're not the only one she's talking to. And you got to remember, like $20, $30, 20, £30, from five different men in one day. Oh, damn, that's a great hustle, man. Yeah, $20 per man or £20 per man adds up. And that's a good few K. You know, that's a good few K. Let me see, $20. Let's say £20 from where I'm from. £20 is what? Just under, just under 2K. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10K a day. Oh, that's great living. That's great living for a woman. So you just got to be careful what you do. You could do it once, you could do it twice. But if you're abroad doing it, you wait till you get here and you check her situations and you see. You don't just have them message you, oh, this is going into part two now. Second, this is going into the second the second complaint that I'm hearing. The second complaint that I'm hearing, she uses sob stories, family sick, emergency, travel costs, lost job to get money. I've heard from the funniest to the silliest to the most heartbreaking. And it's down to you to say, you know what, if you're in a situation like that, come show me. Show me the situation. I've had women tell me that the hurricane or the typhoon has blown off their roof and walls are falling down and their toilet's broken and their cousin's in hospital because they had a work accident or their child has no food and they're sick. Instead of being so gullible, yeah, remember £20, $20 per man builds up. Instead of being so gullible, yeah, you use your brain and say, okay, I come meet you now and we'll see. Okay, if the situation you're telling me is true, yeah, I don't have a problem in then helping you or not, you know? And at the same time, you're getting to see their environment. Don't be so gullible just to send them that Gcash or transfer or Maya. Don't be so gullible to do the PayPal. No, you bear witness to what is going on for you to make a conscious decision to say, you know what, she's telling the truth and she likes me genuinely, because if she didn't like me, I don't think she would have brought me down to the family or to see her environment or what she's going through. So consider those sob stories. You might have a weak heart, you might even be in love, because many of you expats are in love before you even get here. They stroke your ego so hard that you be like, I found the love of my life, I'm flying out next week. When really and truthfully, when you do that, you're getting your ass in trouble or you're getting set up for the scam. The short scam or the long scam. Either way, scam is scam. And then you run to your embassy, you come in and your savings get drained, and then you start the blood clot crying. Right, next one. Number three, she has multiple foreign spouses, sponsors. My fault. She has multiple foreign sponsors or chats with seven men at once and give mixed signals. You know, now me, I like to sit around the woman and see how she moves with her phone. I give you a prime example. The reason why I say that is because I have seen women and men. I'll give you a prime example. I've seen some of the biggest belly guys with the prettiest, youngest thing. Or I've seen some of the oldest guys on their deathbed with that 22, 24-year-old. If. And the funny thing about it is when they're sitting at a table in a restaurant, a cafe, a bar, supermarket, in the mall, I always see one thing with many of them. What I see is the man's always in front or the woman's always in front. It's very rare you see holding hands side by side, laughing and giggling together. When you're in the cafes, the restaurants or the bar, she's on her phone. She's scrolling TikTok, Instagram, or even dating site right in front of the dude, and there's no communication going on. He's looking around like he's bored. She's in her phone giggling away at somebody or something else. You got to see these red flags, my friend. The first thing is like, well, who you enjoying so much? What you got going on over there? You know? And if it's making me feel uncomfortable, like she's either ashamed or embarrassed, even though this don't happen to me, yeah. But I'm just saying, if she's making you feel that way, you got to put a stop to that or put your foot down. You got to say something like, when you're with me, you can't be in the phone like that. You're making me feel away. It's kind of embarrassing. I never called you here for that. I'm going to about to spend this nice money, and all you're going to do is be on social media, walk behind me, walk in front of me, and hardly talk to me. You know, she's not just an arm trophy. And I don't care what you look like, but or how old you are, but have a bit of common sense to stop the blood clot crying. Because if you're going to allow that to happen, you don't have no self-respect for yourself. You don't have no experience through the whole of your life to just think about such things. Number four, she insists that the man support her family, siblings, parents, cousins, financially, even children. Now, I'm not doing that at all. To me, that's a bit of a slap in the face to say, wait, hold on a second. Maybe if we was on the verge of getting married and I had to give your family some gifts for your hand or to take you off of their hands, or, like, maybe like, it's so weird and funny because I'd look at men and say, well, how do you do that? And half of the time, yeah, these men with the big bellies, upside down faces, yeah, whether black or white, whether Arab, don't care about the race. You're batting out of your league many of the times, yeah. You ain't even met these people that you're meant to be supporting, but yet they want you to give them money. Now they must be crazy, and you must be crazy to say, yeah, sure, why not? Here's 20K. Make sure everybody eats, or make sure everybody's happy, and let them know I gave it to you because I'm going to be your husband or the man of the future for you. Don't be an asshole. Okay, just use your head, use your brain. You meet these people, you sit at a table and you eat with them. You eat now, yeah, you eat now. Let's eat now. When you can see that reciprocation of being welcomed into the environment that you're going to support, well, then that might be a different situation because then you know it's genuine. Do not do it straight off the bat because you will get taken advantage of, and you can't call it getting scammed. You was the one who didn't think, use your brain, and ran straight up in there and done that. You can't impress these women in that kind of manner. Oh, he looks after my family, he looks after my child. You can't impress these women with that kind of, no, because once again, it goes back to the last one. They could have multiple men doing the same thing, and every £20 and every $20 can add up at the end of the day. And at the end of the week, the family most probably all live in a frigging condo or mansion with that kind of money. 10K a day is good money. The average monthly wage over here is 24 to 26K a month. So 10K a day? Shit. Let's go on to number five. She meets the man in person once or arranges an in person meeting to build trust, but behind the scenes, it may be part of a pattern. Now, this is what you call the long game. She'll meet you once and then hold you at bay. I'm working, I'm busy, family events, I can't come and see you, but I need help. If you can send me that money to travel and everything. This is the long game, and you keep doing it, doing it, doing it because you're longing and wishing and wishing. Half of you aren't even sexually active because of your age or because of your body proportion, and because she would actually use her brains on you and say no sex till marriage or until you prove yourself to me, and you there like a, yeah, a-hole, It's gonna say, okay, no problem, I've got you. Because you're infatuated, you are lusting, you're letting this person stroke your ego, not your emotional side, your ego. Because of the way you look or the way you dress, or because of your body proportion, or because of your age, if you're an elderly senior citizen with that young girl on your arm, nah, you got to really think about what's going on here. And that being said, yeah, I'm moving straight into the next one. Because if I don't see this woman at least 3 to 5 times, let's say 3 times, and I want to call it dating, but I don't kiss her, I don't boom boom, she won't take the time out for me, man, you're getting blocked immediately because there's going to be someone that's going to replace you immediately. If I'm here looking for love, if I'm here looking for a wife, you think I'm going to have someone ignore me and still be running behind it like an a-hole? No. So don't care what they tell you about love this, love that. No, 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 no. Fix up, as we say. Use your intelligence, use your logic, follow your heart and not other things. Because if you're going to tell me you've met this person once or you've never met this person and you love them, wow. You can't love somebody unless you experience them fully. You know, you might have emotional attachments to them, you might have a bond with them, but how you love somebody and you don't even get to lay down with that person, hold them, squeeze them, kiss them, hold hands with them? No, no physical attachment. It's absurd. Let's go to the next one. Right. She promises relocation or marriage quickly, but then the visa, travel cost becomes heavy or unrealistic. Now, I've had women after 3 days, I love you. And I look at them like, yeah, I'm not your ex, mate. Or I'm not anybody else you're talking to. You want to tell me that after a few meets? You got to show me that. You don't tell me that. I got to see that. I got to see that you're willing to bend over backwards to do anything for me. I got to see that, you know what? This one is the real. You know? You can't tell me you love me unless I've got your family's approval as well. That is absurd. That is ridiculous. Why did you just go out? But anyway, that is absurd. That is ridiculous. It's impossible. Now I'm going to move on to the next one really quick because that's what you call stroking your ego, making you think that you're ready for marriage at a stage where you hardly even know these people. Now, for you as a grown adult, you think you hit the jackpot after 2 weeks. There's no one to blame but yourself if she sucks you. And when I say the word sucks you, I mean suck your bank account, suck your finances. You understand? You need to send that money for that wedding dress. You need to send that money so I can give my family a gift to show that you're sincere and willing. You got to send some money for me to travel and come and get that green card. Let's keep going. Number 7, she may delay or avoid live video calls or give excuses why she can't travel. This raises the possibility of fake IDs. Now I know this. I've had this. I've found one or two on Facebook when I first came or dating sites, and their profile pictures look so professional. You would have thought like this was a Filipina Beyonce, you know? And then they keep avoiding the video calls because, she most probably got her husband sitting right next to her or her boyfriend sitting right next to her, encouraging her to Get that money from them foreigners. Get that money from them foreigners. And a lot of these young girls are tied up with gang members that would force them in Makati to walk streets and sell boom boom. You understand? They've either got debts, their family's got debts, and it's down to the pretty daughter to work it off, or there could be trouble ahead. You gotta think about these things. Why am I hearing these things so easily? Why are they trying to make me give them everything they want with the promise of marriage, relocation? Is it possible you can even have children with this woman? Is it possible that you can have a long distance relationship with this woman? Is it possible that if she's always in her phone on social media that she might be talking to somebody else? Come on, man. Stop the blood clot crying because you set yourself up to fail. You're not taking the right precautions in securing your heart, your emotional status. You're just worried about her stroking your ego. Oh, don't worry that you're 95 years old. I will look after you. You just make sure you put me in your will or that pension comes to me after when you go. Would she really sit by your deathbed and nurse you and ensure your last days are carried out smoothly? I doubt it. If you've got that disease, yeah, do you think that she's waiting for the exit because it's on to the next one? You think she's going to be a widow for the rest of her life in her early 20s or early 30s? No. Let's keep going. I've had it as well. No, let me kick that. I've had it as well. They look like that Beyonce model professional pictures on the beach and everything. And when they come and meet you, yeah, I'm like, who are you? I'm like, really? So, no, 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 no. These filters and everything nowadays and all this AI technologies is going too far. Because a lot of them are using that in their pictures. A lot of them are green screening. A lot of them have got sense. This is what I'm saying to you. And they're younger than you. And you ain't got the maturity, the sense. Don't say no one's scamming you when you're setting up yourself to fail. I'm fed up of you lot blood clot crying, scammers, scammers, scammers. You give this woman 20K, but have you made love to her yet? Have you made love to her yet? Have you seen her naked yet? Have you touched anything yet? No. So how the hell did they scam you when you're just giving away your money and not getting what you need back in return? Because as I said, there's more to love than just the emotional side to it. So fix up and use your brains, man, and stop the blood clot crying. Right. She may ask, this is number 8 as we go. She may ask for gifts, expensive vacations, or lavish treatment, which the man feels is more about what he gives than about a good relationship. Now, with all of the money that I've given this Filipino woman, I'll give you an example. Why can't she bring me back a nice watch? Why can't she say, no, meals on me? Why can't she say, like, I've got a little savings from the money you've given me, let's go to Batangas or Palawan or somewhere really nice or Cebu or wherever? Yeah? Why don't I go half with you? If you don't hear that talk, if you don't see the effort, don't fall in that trap because this is it once again. You'll give, 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 and get nothing back. When will she say, okay, I've got a nice surprise for you? Yeah? Meet me at such and such. If she ain't staying at your apartment or at your hotel. Yeah? Oops. Clumsy. Like, yeah, I've got a nice surprise for you. And give you that candlelit dinner with some nice cheese, with some nice Filipino food and say, oh baby, you done this for me? Yeah? If you're not seeing that or getting that, my friend. Right, number nine. The relationship becomes transactional. The man thinks he's in love, but the woman treats him more like a sponsor or provider or like a private ATM. And that's my point exactly. That is my point exactly. While you there falling in love, she's got other intentions. You're the ATM, you're bank. Especially if you're falling in love and ain't got nothing yet. You know what I mean. Over here we call it the boom boom. Okay? If you ain't even got that yet, how are you falling in love, bro? You emotionally attached. You built a bond to it, but every time she sees you, she wants money, 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 money. Some of you lot need your head checked. Stop blaming the Filipino woman, yeah, when it's you that's setting yourself up for failure. If she's got the chance to say, you know what, I need 10K and you give it to her, what you gonna blame her for and call her a scammer for? When you were the jackass that turned around and said, oh yeah, I Gcash it to you immediately. Oh yeah, here's my ATM card. Stop the blood clot crying. Man up. Grow some. If you understand, grow some. Get some. Next one. Now, this is number 10. So this is part one over with, really, after this one. But this one here, to me, she may use the relationship to gain advantage, travel, residency, or perks rather than genuine connection. Right, I could put that script down now. My friend, my friends, the foreigners, the expats, those that live here, those that are vacating here, yeah? Residency, let's start with that. I've had a couple of girls, I've said, join me in the condo, come on, come for 2 weeks. And I've accepted that because the thing about it is, yeah, if I'm going to invite her to the condo and let her come and stay with me, yeah, I expect to see certain things. I expect to see certain things. I expect her has to be getting up in the morning, not staying in bed all day. Because this is part of me getting to know her as well. See what her characteristics like. See what kind of hygiene she has. See what her homekeeping is. So I see very well what's going on. I get to make a conscious decision to say, you know what, this woman's no good. She can't take care of home. She's not hygienic. I've had a woman that came on her menstrual cycle and tried to stay in my bed first thing in the morning. I'm like, you got to get up and go and wash yourself. You talking about you're on your cycle and you expect to lay down on the bed on your phone. Furthermore, I've got an appointment in a little while, and I'm going to need you to go. Yeah. Oh shoot. I've got no. Listen, I've got no problem in telling a woman, you know what, I've seen enough. You gotta go. I put you to the test. It didn't work. You gotta go. Yeah, because I'm not setting myself up for failure like that. This is absurd. Over here, they say this is value, which means this is crazy. Yeah, if that woman that I've said you can come on a 2 week period and getting up in the morning, prepare with me a little something, something to eat, because you got to remember, if she's staying in the apartment, the condo, the hotel, she ain't paying nothing. And it's most probably me buying the groceries and all of this and providing all the entertainment. And we're going out to eat at restaurants. It's me who's paying the bills. So this is part of that 50-50 relationship I'm talking about. If she ain't getting up in the morning, sweeping the floor, yeah, cleaning up all of her fallout, which is combing her hair in every minute, or taking selfies and combing the hair while she's preparing for the selfie. If you ain't getting up in the morning, yeah, you're washing yourself, you're preparing something, you want to eat now, because the Filipino woman loves eating, yeah, and the Filipino man, they love eating, man. Food is a food is a Food is highly regarded over here, man. Money's not even that important. As long as you got a bag of rice tonight, tomorrow's another day. That's real talk. That's real talk. So once again, if you're going to let them move in with you, if you're going to pay their rent, because you know how much women, that's another sob story. I need to pay my rent or I'm going to get kicked out. Yeah? Well, you need to find yourself down in McCarthy or Angela City or Cebu or on a dating site. You got to do something. You expect to just sit down on your ass, make TikToks, scroll up and down and watch videos, and expect to feed your son or pay your rent or give your family anything. You got to get up and make something work. You got to find a way. So if you're gonna do all of that kind of malarkey, you gotta once again say, you know what, she's worth it. You gotta say once again, you know what, she gets up in the morning, she cooks, she cleans, she helps me with anything that I need. She would actually get involved in the work that I'm trying to do or to make some videos and just try to make a living. If I see that, I'm gonna respect her highly and say, you know what, I can see you making effort here. I could see that your hygiene's good. I could see that you're not talking to 10 different guys. I could see that you're not Gen Z brainwashed on YouTube and every damn minute. You're there having a conversation with her, and she's like, ah. And I know some of you expats have experienced that. You're there talking to her, and she's so engrossed in what she's doing on the phone. Okay, I know some of you've experienced that. I have, and when I see that, I'm like, yeah, you know what? You're most probably using my data for one, so that's off. Yeah, disconnect from you ain't hotspotting it from my phone, and that's how you're dealing with me. For two, that's how you going on. I got an appointment sooner or later, because if she ain't paying attention to you when you speak, that just clearly shows a message she's not interested. So if I ever see something like that around me, you gotta go. Because you're only gonna get replaced by a woman who is showing interest. I advise a lot of you expats, don't deal with these city girls. Cebu, Angela's, McCarthy, the ones that you pick up off of the street walking down P. Burgos, the ones that you catch in the bars. Go to a province where you can see that this woman's life is hard. Go to the province where you can see that, you know what, any little thing that you do is going to help her life. She would appreciate you a lot more. But these girls, that's just social media based. Go to somewhere where internet signal is low or terrible, so they're not always on their phone. Go to somewhere where there's natural fruit and veg and not so much restaurants or so much malls or shopping centers. Small knit communities to find that woman. Because I guarantee you, yeah, you would get invited into the house a lot quicker than any form of Angela's girl, Cebu girl, McCarthy girl, or BGC girl to gig. You understand? These are the wrong ponds to be fishing in, the wrong lakes to be fishing in, the wrong seas to be fishing in. So when you do come across these women and you think that they're scammers, that's their mentality. You've got to remember, this is a great point as well. You've got to remember, it's not all of these girls' fault. You've got to remember, this business of taking a foreigner, yeah, goes back from when it was when the Philippines was owned by the Spanish and the America. You got to remember what the Spanish said to the government of the Philippines. While we're here, we want good food, fruits, vegetables, good land, accommodation, space, so we can maneuver and do our things, and we want women. This is where a lot of these bars open up. Do your research. This is where a lot of daughters, a lot of mothers were sending their daughters to these bars to try and get some money instead of begging on the street. Instead of doing that, you see that a lot of times. Instead of doing that, get yourself in the bar and find yourself one of these soldiers or foreigners and try and let them look after you or give you money. So it really started from generations ago. That's just passed down and passed down and passed down. When these young girls are young, you get the grandmother or the mother that will say to them, when you get to a certain age and you get to womanhood, which is 18, yeah, you need to get yourself in those streets, find yourself a foreigner that will look after you and the family. That's your duty. And a lot of these girls adore to that notion. A lot of them, it's in their genetics to feel like that. This is a lot of history for the Filipino to work in them bars or on them streets. Yeah, not every Filipino like that. No, no, no. But the ones that you lot are crying about, the blood clot crying about, are those ones. So I end this by saying, I love you all. Yeah, peace and love. Yeah, use your brain and your intelligence. Yeah, and stop the blood clot crying. Peace out.